there wolves in Maine? This is a question that's been around for years and one that doesn't have a black and white answer.
What we can tell you is Maine does have wolf dogs or wolf hybrids, but they aren't in the wild. Most of them are in what is believed to be the only wolf sanctuary in our state. We wanted to take you there.
Hey, Trouble.
If you've never seen a wolf hybrid before,
Here comes Breezy.
Hi, sweetie pie.
the first word that comes to mind, majestic.
Breezy, going in for a close-up again.
They are curious
Hi, baby. Would you like a treat?
and gentle.
Would you like a snack? Come on over. Would you like some more? Hello.
But their fluffy coats and piercing eyes
I feel like they look into your soul.
They do.
make it obvious they are not house pets.
And a lot of times they don't realize that they're illegal in most of the states.
Here at the Wolves of Maine Sanctuary in southern Maine, these wolf hybrids are free to live out their days as close to the wild as possible.
We have a little over 50 acres here, and we have some trails, so Trouble and a couple of the other guys, they go on harnesses and they walk our trails.
This is Kim Printy, animal lover and executive director of the sanctuary.
And we are rescue and education for wolf hybrid because most of them came from an unfortunate situation. Hey, Loon, want to come out?
Right now, there are 7 wolf hybrids on the property. Dakota and Loon are part timber wolves.
Here. Oh, there you go.
The 2 were rescued in 2013 from a property in central Maine.
Good boy.
Dakota had been badly abused, leaving him blind in one eye.
You know, unfortunately, that a human's been unkind to them, and knowing that you were able to engender that trust with them and just get them to have a happy little life again.
Kim is here tending to them around the clock.
This is the best job I've ever had. I love being outside with them every day.
She relies on interns, volunteers, and most importantly, donations to keep the sanctuary open.
Who do you think gets more out of this kind of work, you guys or those guys?
Probably us, especially when we feed them breakfast in the morning. Kim's laughing over there because they're very picky. We give them pork chops one day and they love it, and then the next day they hate it and they won't eat it.
She's tired of cheese balls today.
People need to understand that they're wild animals and that they can't be in homes or cages, and they need wide open space. They need to run around.
In the last 2 months alone, Kim and her team have had to turn away 22 wolf hybrids.
And that's heartbreaking for us.
How many places like this one exist in Maine?
This is it. This is it. You have to have a wildlife permit in order to have a wolf hybrid. And as far as I know, we are the only sanctuary in the state of Maine. People think that it's very cool to have a wolf as a pet, and unfortunately, life changes happen, and they're unexpected. People pass away, get separated, they lose their house, and then all of a sudden they need to have their wolf dog, rehomed, and they land in shelters, and shelters, they're illegal. They're even illegal in our state here. So they usually end up getting euthanized.
Kim says a lot of people fear wolves.
From storybooks when we were young, we've all been taught that wolves are the big bad wolf, and they're really not.
And until that narrative is changed, hybrids will more than likely remain in captivity.
We're not open to the public, so we don't let a lot of people come here. So it's hard to get that message out to people. Don't have a wolf hybrid like you do. In the wild, they would be traveling 50 or 60 miles a day, not to look for food. That's their enrichment. That's I'm finding my happy place. I'm a wild wolf. So we do the best we can here, but we're still doing a disservice.
One of the coolest places I've ever been able to visit, mostly because these animals are just so incredible.
You can't take your eyes off them. You just focus in and just keep watching, because there's something about them that's really mesmerizing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And as you just heard Kim mention, they're not open to the public. They do run entirely on donations. However, if you're interested about learning more about the center, Kim is always looking for volunteers. So be sure to check out their website, wolvesofmaine.org. wolfdogs.org. And I did want to point out too, Trouble and Breeze, they were the two wolf hybrids that we introduced you at the beginning of the story. Trouble's still there. Unfortunately, Breeze passed away since we were there shooting the story. But we were able to capture at least the last moments of her life, which was really, really cool.